Hey guys, welcome to We're in the Biz. I'm Adi Vakneen. We're here to let people know about your business. Today we have on episode 2, Russi Wachtel from Ivy Intuit, where you guys are going to get to know the beauty behind Ivy therapy and why she got into this amazing industry. I have Russi Wachtel here with me. Russi, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I am so excited.
I really hope that you are going to be comfortable with so many questions that we have because we're very excited to know about what you do, how you got into it, and everything about it.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Amazing.
I do want to say something.
Sure.
First of all, this is very interesting to be on this side of the camera and
Of
the
the
microphone. Yeah, because I'm just so used to asking the questions, and especially for you.
Right.
I'm so in awe of you. I have so many questions for you, and it's just so...
You can ask. We'll go back and forth.
It's just so wild that I'm here being asked questions. So thank you so much.
This is like a medical questionnaire.
Yeah, I love it.
It's a little different.
Let's do it.
All right. So can you tell us about your journey as a female entrepreneur? Because it's not easy as a woman to begin with, and why you got into Ivy therapy, how you started,
Sure.
what you study, all that.
I love what I do. I own Ivy Intuit, which is a concierge IV hydration clinic. And I chose this area to get into after being a stay-at-home mom for 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
not easy transition.
I was ready. I was ready to challenge myself in a new way. I was ready to discover more parts about myself, and I was ready to work and make money.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just kind of lost as to what area to get into. I thought about maybe working with the elderly or the disabled because that's where, I've worked in the past.
Okay. You're a certified nurse?
Yes.
Okay.
But it just didn't light me up. At this point in my life, it just wasn't a full yes. And so I just felt like a closing and an energetic,
right.
low down, whatever it is. It just didn't feel good. And then on a date with a good friend, she mentioned, why don't you consider IV hydration? And although I thought about it for myself in the past, it wasn't until she said it for me that suddenly I felt like, yes, like my body was like, yes, I found it. I found what I meant to do. That's kind of how I got started. And then once I decided to go all in, I spent the year raising funds to invest in the business. I studied IV vitamin therapy to complement my RN degree.
Okay. And is that like a different type of
studying IV nutrition?
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And then I found a coach who I've learned a while ago. A coach once told me that when you're looking for a mentor, find someone who's like a few steps ahead of you. Instead of going for like the massive big program, find someone who's just a few steps ahead of you. And so I found a nurse practitioner in Boca who does IV drips. I reached out to her and I was like, can you teach me everything you know?
That's so nice that she did.
Yeah. And I'll pay you.
Unfortunately today, they don't want the competition.
Yeah. I'll pay you. And that's what we did. She, I took the course, the IV vitamin therapy course, and then I trained with her. She taught me everything she knows. She's still an incredible support. And that's kind of how we got started.
And how do you, as far as like feeling comfortable going to places, going to people, like, I know it's a completely different type of business, if you will, but like even massage therapists, when they go into people's houses and things like that, like I always find it so
it's actually
freaky.
Yeah. It's a really, really good question.
How do people reach out to you? How do they contact you? How do you get your clientele?
You're touching on something that's really, really, important to me. As of right now, it's really referral based.
Right. I would assume so, especially as a female.
Yeah. I haven't marketed so well. And so I haven't gone so big yet, although the plan is for me to do that, because we are growing.
Right.
But especially after October 7th, I did not feel safe going into people's homes.
Wow. I'm sure.
Yeah, that was a real, I had to filter through the calls. Like, do I feel safe? Who am I going to?
Right.
And then I always send my address to my husband to say where I'm going if it's someone that I don't know. And that's kind of how I feel safe.
Wow.
And then my clients have been amazing. Every single one of them, top level. So it's been working out.
Good. I'm happy. Well, I'm a very happy client. I just want to say. Okay. Amazing. So you said you started this after 8 years of being a stay-at-home mom. How did you transition out of the stay-at-home mom mentality? Because it's not easy, like figuring out your children's schedules. When do you put them in school? When you pick them up? Does your husband help out? How does it work?
So it's a transition. I don't think I found my balance yet. Okay. Yeah. This morning was crazy. Like just getting here and like getting dressed. It's a big deal.
It is. Yeah.
But I don't focus more on balance. It's more presence. That when I'm with my kids,
right,
I'm with my kids.
Amazing.
When I'm at work, I'm at work. Wherever I am, I try to be present in that moment. But no, I'm still transitioning. It's still really hard, but it's a good kind of hard. I love what I'm doing.
It gives you fulfillment when you go home. You feel fulfilled, and you can give that positive energy to your kids.
Yeah, and mad props to stay-at-home moms
100%.
because for 8 years, and for me, this is easier.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
I get it. I did it for 2.5 years, and salute for 8.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. All right, so what kind of IV therapy do you offer? How does it start? So if somebody wants to book an appointment, let's say they find you through social media, they contact you, and then where do they go from there?
So they call us, text us, email us, Instagram us. They find us. I send them a medical intake form.
Okay.
We review their medical intake form, and then once we see that they're okay to be infused, we set up an appointment. And then I have them speak with a nurse practitioner over the phone just to give them an extra clear.
Right.
And then I show up to their home and I infuse.
So for people that you've refused before, like, is there like certain conditions that cannot do IV therapy?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Clients who have congestive heart failure, kidney issues,
Gotcha.
Anything really serious or chronic, any allergies that, don't complement or don't, that IV vitamin therapy is contraindicated with.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
amazing. So, what kind of therapy do you offer? Like, what are the different types of drips? So somebody contacts you, they tell you, for example, I'm feeling fatigued, or I have no energy, whatever. So
I would say we have many drips. The 3 most popular drips would be the immunity drip, which has high dose vitamin C, B complex, zinc, magnesium, B12, glutathione. And this cocktail definitely sets off the immune response in the body. So someone who has a cold, a flu, a virus, that would support them. Okay.
Is that something that you would recommend like before a flight or after you've gotten sick?
So actually that's immunity max drip. That's if someone's sick. Before a flight, I would do the basic immunity drip or the Myers, which is just like some more extra vitamin C, zinc, B complex, and the hydration. When someone's sick, with the flu, we add on glutathione. We add on higher dosing. What does that do? Glutathione is a liver detoxifier, and it helps remove toxins from the body. Amazing. So that would be the immunity max. And then another popular drip would be the Myers, which is for someone who has chronic fatigue, migraines, muscle aches. So that's also, like, I would say, one of our popular drips. And then the glutathione drip, the liver detoxifier, just because our lifestyle is become so toxic. Yeah, it's become this way. And so unfortunately it's become something that we need to really.
Is that good for stress?
Stress, really depends.
Like people who are very, have a stressful job and they're just always on the go. Like, is that something that?
I wouldn't necessarily say the glutathione would be for stress. It would be, let's get the bigger picture about what's going on and what's causing the stress. And then work from there, because if it's inflammation in the body, if there's toxins in the body and that's causing the stress, then yes, you want a glutathione to help detoxify you. Gotcha. But that's something to consider. My favorite drip,
the anti-aging,
the NAD. So the NAD is my favorite. It's the least popular right now, probably because it's more expensive. Okay. Because I have to sit there with my clients for a few hours.
But everything anti-aging today is expensive. Right. So, I mean, you get a facial for anti-aging, it's $800.
Right. So it's not that expensive. But
but to do anti-aging treatments, the Morpheus treatments and all those things are like $800 a pop. And that's just from the outside. You need to take care of yourself from the inside.
Exactly, at a cellular level. Right. So that's really what NAD does. It works on the mitochondria of the cell, which is the powerhouse of the cell, the engine, what gets the cell going. So think of a car. You can add as much fuel as you want into the car, but if the engine's broken, you're not going anywhere. Right. So that's what NAD does. It works on the engine of the cell, and it's incredible. I'm seeing incredible.
And is that something people do on a monthly basis, or they need to do it one time?
Yeah. So there's a protocol. We do within 2 weeks, we do a few drips to kind of elevate their NAD levels, and then from then on, we do once a month.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's good. Yeah.
I love it. I'm all about anti-aging. You come to a point in your life where you're getting to that age and you need to start thinking about the ins and outs of situations. So
I'm getting there myself. Believe me, I'm like NAD because I give myself shots.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's just harder to do IVs on myself. So yeah,
for sure. Pitbull's your best friend, huh?
Who?
Pitbull. Shots.
I love it.
Yeah. So how do you ensure that the IV therapy is safe? Like, I know you come to your client's home, for example, and I know for me, like when you come, everything is super clean and, I know that you set up everything, but for somebody who hasn't had your treatments and they want to know, how do you set it up? How is it, safe in someone's home rather than in a doctor's office?
Yeah. So I actually started working with a business coach a few weeks ago. And the way that she works is by digging deep on my why.
Okay.
What drives me, what motivates me, what my pillars are. And we discovered my 4 pillars are security and safety.
Which is number one, especially in this industry.
Yeah. Security and safety, that's what drives me and motivates me. Connection, growth, and beauty. And those are 4 things that like if I'm going towards something, it's like, if that is those are my motivating factors.
And if something's missing, it's not.
It doesn't drive me as much, right. Which is, I just consider those things. I don't know where they come from, but that's kind of what drives me. Right. And so that's what drives me. And that's what I offer my clients. Meaning, when I come to my client's home, I really try to make them feel safe, emotionally, in sharing space with me. I'm coming into their home.
100%. For sure.
Then also I make sure I wash my hands, I make sure everything's sterile and clean. We get our vitamins from top level, pharmacies or compounding pharmacies. And again, we have the medical intake form. We have the nurse practitioner interview them, which is not common with everybody. I do that. Right.
I know, because I've spoken to other IV therapy. It's really like somebody answers like a beeper call. Hey, how are you?
Yeah. So I do there's 3 steps. We have a medical director creating the protocol. I have the medical intake form, and we have the MP really get on the phone with each client.
Because I know that especially when people want somebody to come to their house, they have questions. They want to know, like, how do I know this is safe? How do I know, God forbid, I'm not going to catch something else when I'm trying to figure something out, take care of myself in another way. Yeah. So how does IV therapy compare to other supplements? Like, why can't people just take vitamins? What's the difference? Like a high dosage of vitamin C, for example, or,
So we should be taking our daily vitamins, except so many of us have issues absorbing the vitamins. And also the vitamins we get are like weak. They're not the best.
Okay.
And so you're looking for high level dose of vitamins. You take it by mouth, your body will only absorb about 40% of whatever it is you're taking by mouth, because it has to be digested.
Right.
And then also the quality of the vitamins, I don't know what vitamins you take or anybody takes, but generally speaking, they're not just, vitamins. There's other things in the capsule. And so when you do vitamins by IV, you're getting 100%, or they say 99% of the vitamins through your vein and directly into your cell. Into your blood system. And then your body could soak it up and absorb and take what it needs and then release what it doesn't need. And so it sets off this cascade of, of events in the body.
Right. Because I know like a lot of people say, oh, I'm catching a cold. Let me take like 5 vitamin C's. And I knew me, like, because I really wanted to be a doctor.
Yeah.
I know I told you this before, but like, I always learned like your body cannot absorb that much. Like half the time it comes out. So I always like anybody, and even my brothers don't feel, or my husband, even if he doesn't feel, I'm going to take vitamin C. Like, you can't absorb that much, it's only like a little bit.
Right. So, and also if you take that much through your GI tract, you'll end up in the bathroom.
Right.
Because it's really not, you can't take that much through, your body won't absorb it and it harms your gastrointestinal tract. But by IV, it bypasses the gastrointestinal tract. So yeah, there is potentially a limit.
Right.
With cancer patients, we go much higher.
Oh, wow.
But yeah.
And does this help with energy with cancer patients?
So I personally don't work with cancer patients.
Gotcha.
Maybe down the line I will. So I
feel like it would be so hard.
So yeah, for sure.
Because you get to such a personal level with clients, like especially when you sit there while they're doing the IV drip.
But that's another reason why maybe I would love it, because to really offer that kind of support, there's nothing like it. No, to 100%. See someone benefit from something that you're doing is like a game changer.
No, for
so
sure.
Potentially down the line, like I do have high dose vitamin C that we do offer with a doctor's note, and I've only done it twice. They come with their prescription from their doctor that I prescribe.
And whatever,
it's whatever their doctor's doing, but it's not something that I'm necessarily really focusing on.
Amazing. And how does it fall into like the beauty industry? Do you feel like it goes hand in hand? So like
100%.
If you did like a beauty clinic, is that something that could,
Yeah. So it's interesting. We just had a clinic reach out to us, an incredible clinic in Hollandale, Brows and Brows. I'll give them a shout out. I believe they're pretty new.
Yeah.
We were going to collaborate together. It's for right now, it doesn't work for me because I'm going all in on just doing what I'm doing. But for them, for an example, it's an incredible, it works well with what they're doing. Like for an example, the glutathione drip.
Yeah.
That lightens skin tone. It works with inflammation.
It lightens skin tone? Does it really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's great for melasma. And vitamin C is an antioxidant. Like all this wellness drips will definitely complement other beauty treatments. But again, it's at a cellular level. So a lot of what we do in the beauty industry is focusing on what we're wearing and what's on our face, what people see. But whatever's happening on our face is happening in our body. So when we treat the inward outward is when we really see an incredible difference.
I've seen people that have like liver conditions and you see like a different skin
for
tone.
Sure. 100%.
So you get it for sure. So if they do, I guess, the detox and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they do it like during a facial. Somebody can get an IV drip.
Exactly. So that was what we were considering is I would set up something where we can offer their clients, which they're literally the most beautiful people at this spa. So maybe down the line. But yeah, that's kind of the idea.
I love it. That's amazing. So how do you stay informed about the latest trends in IV therapy? If a new type of drip comes out, is there how do you stay up to date with this?
Good question. So I surround myself with a lot of people in the industry and I connect with them. I ask them questions. I'm still in touch with my mentor who, if I ever have a question, I reach out to her.
Right.
I've reached out to clinics in Minnesota, in Colorado, Boulder, Colorado, just to call them up and ask them to get on the phone with me and talk about what's working for them. What are the drips that they find that their clients are benefiting from the most. And so and they get on the phone with me, which is so cool. So nice. Like I feel like when people are in a good place and they feel really good about what they're doing, they're very, very open about sharing what they're doing. And so that's what I do. I reach out to other clinics that have been doing it way before me. And I just touch base with them and I ask them what's working with you, for you. So that's one way. I always go back to the course that I studied. I read tons of books on holistic health, on IV vitamin therapy, and on functional nutrition. And so that's kind of really how, full circle way that I stay informed. So
I know that, every business deserves their credit and things like that. But when you started this, obviously you weren't the first IV therapy company out there or that even does concierge. It doesn't do concierge, but what do you feel sets you apart from other companies? Like if somebody's Googling and you come up and so do others, why should they choose you?
Yeah. I think primarily is that it's not about what you're doing. It's about who you're doing it with and how it's being done. And I think other clinics, although they may be amazing and they're infusing maybe similar protocols than I am, the way we do things is that we really show up to a client's home and we create an environment where our clients feel safe, where they feel nourished, where their body could really relax and receive help and support, because it could be difficult sometimes 100%. Letting go. I know myself, like it could be like hard to just let go and let your body just heal. And so what we do is we create that environment for our clients. We're well versed in IV vitamin therapy. And we care. We really, really are passionate about what we're doing.
I love it. I think it is for me at least, I had a phone call with somebody about doing IV therapy before I met you. And I really felt like it was such a commercialized phone call. Hey, how are you? Yeah, we come out. Okay, well, what do you do? It's like an immune boost. Okay, but what's in it? Like, can you give me a little bit more about it?
Yeah.
And I just feel like, even from following you on social media, you get to feel what kind of person you're dealing with. So,
thank you, yeah.
I don't know if you have more people that go out or eventually, God willing,
right now, that's that's what's shifting right now. We just hired a new medical director.
Amazing.
And we're growing. In order for me to hire other nurses, I have to have a nurse registry license, which is like a license to hire other nurses. Because right now I'm exempted under this licensure because I'm working by myself under my medical director.
Gotcha.
Once I hire, I need to have this license, and it just takes a few months. So
Okay.
once I get this in place,
Okay,
there's going to be
amazing.
more IV Intuit nurses.
All right. I can't
Yeah.
wait to see the vans.
Yeah. Yes.
So I know that, especially for me, I'm super busy, always busy. I have no idea where I'm going to be in an hour. And as I say, we plan and God laughs. Yes. But I could have a meeting in an hour at my work, at my office, or I could have, I have to go pick up my son, or there's a Mother's Day event. Or how do you keep up with your clients? Like, I know that you're concierge and you go to people's homes, but are you like seriously mobile? Like you'll go anywhere?
100% mobile. We've got a call from a boat one time.
Oh, wow.
Very high-end client, so I couldn't take any photos. I didn't feel comfortable. And hotels, we've gone to doctor's offices, all the time. We go to people's homes.
I know I've seen people like poolside getting
poolside. Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah, we really go anywhere.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I mean, so I guess there's no way to say no to
No,
concierge,
there's no way to say
IV Intuit
no,
therapy.
not at
You
all.
cannot say
Yes.
no. What role does a healthy lifestyle take, priority in your lifestyle? Like as far as somebody who does IV therapy, how important is a healthy lifestyle to you? Like how do you even keep up because you're so mobile as
It is
well?
so important. It's difficult to find the time. I used to go to yoga, hot yoga at night, and now I can't do that anymore because my baby's sleep schedule has changed, and that destroys me because I miss it so much. But I find the time. It's so important for me to take care of myself so that I could be in a space where I can support other people. Every morning I do my 5 gratitudes right when I wake up. I think of 5 things that I'm thankful for to get me in the right direction. And sometimes
you want to tell us about some 5 things that you're grateful for?
I'm thankful for you, baby. No, sometimes it could be things that are not necessarily like the best things. It could be a difficult moment. I'm thankful that my kid was homesick yesterday so I could spend more time with him. Like just putting a positive twist in difficult moments.
I love that.
To just retitrate or whatever, get me back on the right path. So I start my mornings with that. And then once I do the kids drop off, I do a meditation. I try to do a half hour, 45-minute walk. And then somewhere in the day, I wish I did more, but it's like 10, 15 minutes of resistance, whatever it is.
Right.
And then that's really like on a
for you
daily
also
schedule.
being concierge, it puts a strain on you that you don't have
a steady schedule. Exactly. So that's a little bit difficult, but that's why I do small things. I'll do 10-minute, workout, a half hour walk, 5 minutes of,
keep your body moving for sure.
Yeah. I do my ice baths now, which is like I'm dying to try that. Changer. You need to come over.
I have to.
It is so incredibly challenging. And
so it's like shock therapy for your body. Like, what does it do? Because I've seen it and it's so popular, and I won't get an ice bath from my house, but I'll come use yours.
So first of all, I don't recommend it for everybody. For the longest time, it wasn't for me. Intuitively, it didn't feel like it was the right thing for me. I think when people are in a very high stress state, maybe they need more of a warm bath than an ice bath, like you have to consider where somebody's at. But for me, in the place that I'm in, I'm looking to push myself further. I'm looking to learn how to do hard things. And so that's what it's teaching me. Like this podcast is not so easy for me, No, it was like
not easy for anything.
It's like learning how to be comfortable, with the discomfort. And so that's what the ice bath is really teaching me. I start at 1 minute, and I get to 3 minutes. My husband's at like, I don't know how many minutes he's at, but yeah.
I've seen people do like 15 minutes. It's crazy.
Yeah. In Tulum, I was there and this guy stayed in there for like a really, really long time chatting. And I'm like, I don't know how you're doing that. But yeah, so right now it's something that I do, I would say 3-4 times a week just to, to really.
And is it really just for mindset, or it's also like, weight loss or anything like that?
So I can't say weight loss, probably inflammation. I know there's something about the fat on the back of the neck. I don't know how it's supposed to benefit you. I don't know about that.
Okay.
But for me, it's really all about mindset and changing. That's awesome. The complete energy shift after the ice bath. Yeah, I can do anything. And it creates that adrenaline rush, of course, that it gets you pumped, which does support, your body physiologically. For me, it's all mental. That's awesome. It's cool.
Is there anything in IV therapy or clients that you've met, that you've given therapy to, that kind of just left a huge
impression?
Yeah, impression.
An impression. I mean, it's really, for me, it's like every client that I see feel better. Like when I check in on them the next day and they say like, I feel really good. Thank you so much. That leaves an impression. I'm like, hell yes. I love what I do.
Yeah.
I had 3 friends who all caught the same stomach bug. And like, I loved infusing them because it was an immediate relief for them. That was really good. Clients on the longevity drip who have been with me for a year now, once a month.
Wow.
Like, they are just really, really thankful, happy. It keeps them just feeling like on their game.
And it keeps you going. For
Yeah,
sure. Like,
yeah.
it
So
keeps you
those are,
motivated to
yeah.
do it.
I would say all of them, honestly, like a pregnant woman who, she
Is it safe for pregnancy?
yes. So
Wow.
we get a note from their doctor also to clear them.
Amazing.
But yeah, women with hyperemesis, they are
Yeah.
vomiting and throwing up. They need to be hydrated. And
That
so,
was me.
oh really?
That was me.
Wow.
But they gave me medication. I don't know.
So to help with the
With the
nausea,
nausea, it was,
right?
oh my God.
Yeah.
Till the day I gave birth.
Oh my
It
gosh.
was 9 months. It wasn't
Wow. Were
like,
you in bed like you do?
no, because I took this medication.
Okay.
Did you hear of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how safe it is, but I
Right.
felt like a champ.
Yeah. Okay. If it works, it works.
I was able to move. I was able to go to
Yeah.
work. I was super happy and energetic. So, I mean,
So some clients are taking medication. It's still not supporting them. It's
wow.
not, they're not getting what they need and they're still vomiting. So they need to be hydrated.
It is so, for me, it was becoming like handicapped. Like I couldn't function. I couldn't go to work. I didn't go to work for like a week. I couldn't get out of bed.
Wow.
And migraines, everything. Like it was just all. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
God willing, next time.
Yes. Yes, God willing. Well, God willing, you won't have this experience, but God willing,
I don't mind.
I'll be there to celebrate you.
So what are some personal values? I know we touched on it a little bit, but personal values or principles that you really abide by, especially in business and in your life and everything like that.
Yeah. I would say that the foundation of the Torah is to love another like you love yourself. And that means you really need to love yourself. And you need to do, as much as you love yourself is how much you can love another person.
And help others.
Yeah. So
sorry.
Yeah. If you're feeling, if you're not taking, you don't have so much self-love, that's really how much love you can give to another person. And so I'm all about taking care of yourself and loving yourself
100%.
and doing all the things with the intention of loving the other. Because I feel like, honestly, in this day and age, it can go either way. It can be like so involved with helping other people, you lose yourself. And it could be,
I get like that sometimes.
Yeah, it's hard.
You give a lot. You give everything you have, for sure.
Yeah, and then it's like, where am I at? And then there's the opposite extreme where it's focus only on me. How am I feeling? How am I doing? How am I, do I love myself? That you lose track of like kind of why you're doing what you're doing. Well, you can honestly love yourself, and that's beautiful and good enough. But the end goal is to really love another.
Right, 100%. Like to be able to have.
Have your cup filled so that it could overflow.
I love it.
Yeah, I would say that value.
Is there a mantra that a favorite quote?
The mantra is just do the next best thing. That's my mantra. Just do the next best thing, or really, it's okay. I self-talk a lot, like, you're okay.
Yeah.
I think that those two are the running theme through my mind. It's like, it's okay. Relax your body, open yourself up to whatever it is that you're facing. And then once you start, it's social media,
everything is just nonstop. And somebody's better than the next. And you get so self-conscious, like, am I doing enough? Am I doing this? Am I doing that? Should I do more?
It's so crazy.
In every business.
It's wild because like growing up, we didn't have that. They didn't have all that social media, all like this, like in your face, comparison. I can't imagine,
For kids, like to be teenagers today is.
Yeah. I can't imagine.
It was hard for me as a teenager. I can only imagine what it is today. Like people are very judgmental and let's hope for the best.
With that being said, I do think social media is also really, really incredible. Like equal good, equal bad.
Everything in life. There's always a bad and a good side. It just depends on if people monetize too much on the bad and then, it doesn't make sense. But listen, I can tell you my son watches YouTube. In the beginning, he was watching Blippi and it was fantastic. Oh my God, today he's down the rabbit hole on YouTube. So it's
it's crazy.
There's a plus and minus to everything. So, but amazing. I loved having you here. Thank you so much for telling us about your business, about you. And I think it's so important that when you choose especially something that's in the wellness industry, that you actually connect with the person who is giving it to you, because it's also the energy that it's coming with. So
100%.
I'm all for that.
Awesome.
I love it. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Adi.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to We're in the Biz with Russi Wachtel at Ivy Into It.
Thank you.